In my previous video, I make some homemade battery, which is actually really easy to make and uses materials which you can find in your home. And for this video, I was thinking to make one step further to upgrade this battery into some 12-volt homemade battery. So, like I said, in this video I will make some 12-volt homemade battery with materials which you can find in your home or can be purchased really easily on internet. And to make this homemade battery you will need materials like separator. So for the separator you can use actually whatever you want. Some toilet paper will work. Or here I have some kitchen cloth. This one is very nice. Then for the positive current collector, I use this graphite or graphite foil. So this one you will find on Amazon or eBay. Then for the negative electrode, here I have some zinc. This zinc you can also find really easily on Amazon or eBay. Then here I have some activated carbon powder. Which is actually used for cosmetics. Then I will also need some electrolyte, which in my case will be some saltwater electrolyte with a couple of drops of vinegar. And like I said, because I want to make some 12-volt battery, for this reason I also need 10 cells. And over here I print myself some custom housing, and I designed this housing so that I can connect multiple cells together really easily. Like so. So in case that you want to have the STL for this housing, then the link to the STL will be in the video description. And first I need to prepare the electrolyte. So the electrolyte, like I said before, will be the saltwater electrolyte, and for this reason I will need some water and some table salt. And here I will use 10 grams of the table salt. Okay. And now I also need to make myself 5% of acetic acid. So here I have 30 milliliters of water. And into these 30 milliliters of water, I will add 1.5 grams of acetic acid. Okay, 1.6. So instead of using acetic acid, you can also use some vinegar, because vinegar have 7 to 5% of acetic acid. So vinegar will be also fine. And now to this salt water I will add from 5 to 10 milliliters of 5% of acetic acid. Okay, this will be enough, and the electrolyte is ready. And now I can put together the cell. So first of all I need to prepare the paste from activated carbon powder and the electrolyte. So I will add a little bit of the activated powder into this beaker. Like so. And now I will also add the electrolyte. Like so. Okay. Now I need to cover the zinc with the separator. I can add a little bit of the electrolyte. That the separator will stick to the zinc electrode. And now this zinc electrode I need to put into this side of the housing. Like so. Then the positive current collector goes on this side. And now this area over here I need to fill with the activated carbon material. Now around half the cell is filled with the activated carbon powder. And now at this stage let's check what will be the voltage. .13 volts. Okay, let's check the the current. 1.2 amps. Okay, I will add a little bit more of activated carbon powder. So more activated carbon powder you add into the cell, better will be also the power. And now you also need to compress the activated carbon powder really hard down. .4. Okay. And now for the finish, here I have some lead. And the cell is ready. And now what I need to do is to make another 9 cells on the same way which I make with this cell. Now finally, the messy part is over and now I can connect everything together. But before I will connect everything, I will just measure what voltage I will get at this moment. 1.16 volts. So it's not exactly 1.2 volts. 1.14. Oops. 1.16. Let's check the current also. So each cell weighs about 55 grams in total, and I get the current of 1.5 amps per cell, of course. So each cell is also half filled with the activated carbon, but if you like, you can also fill the entire cell with the activated carbon powder. Then in this case you will also get better current. But for me right now this will be good. So the 3D printed housing which I have over here is printed with some PLA plastic, and for this reason I choose that the electrolyte will be this saltwater electrolyte with a couple of drops of vinegar, because the saltwater with the vinegar will not damage the PLA housing. But in case that I will use some potassium hydroxide electrolyte, then yeah, the potassium hydroxide electrolyte will damage the PLA plastic really badly, and you will get the leakage everywhere. And now I will put everything together. So because I designed this kind of housing, for this reason putting cells together is really easy, like so. And now I also need to make the connection between the cells. That's it. And right now I get a little bit less than 12 volts, which in my case is 11.5 volts. Here I have some 12 volt fan. Yeah, really nice. Here I also have some 12 volt pump. Really nice. Also, if I want to make a little bit better contact between the cells, then I can also put some small spacer into each connection. .3 amps. So the chemistry here is this zinc carbon battery, and the battery is actually not rechargeable. So you cannot recharge this kind of battery. But what is really nice by this is that you can dry out this kind of battery, and you can use this kind of battery for some emergency situations, because when you need this kind of battery, you only fill the battery with the electrolyte, and the battery will work so long how long the zinc will be available. But when the battery will be dry, then you can store this kind of battery for a really long time. And now for the finish, I will also discharge one cell with the NEWARE battery tester to see what capacity I can expect out from this cell. And that's it for now, and we see us in the next video. Bye.